A lot of YouTubers recommend the Kirkland Signature Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Yet it comes in a plastic bottle, which is not as protectant as a glass bottle against UV rays, which are very harmful to the nutrients in olive oil. The plastic also leaches into the oil. It's not BPA free. Plus the harvest date of the olives are nowhere to be seen on the bottle or on their website. This means we have no idea how fresh the olives are, and olives rapidly lose their nutritional value if they are not fresh. A lot of YouTubers recommend the 100% California olive ranch extra virgin olive oil. Yet the olives were harvested 17 months ago, and meanwhile in this bottle, the olives were harvested 5 months ago, plus this bottle has better chemistry requirements. This bottle is higher in polyphenols, which is an indicator that there is more antioxidants. It has a higher oleic acid, which indicates higher monounsaturated fat content, which is the healthy fats. It also has a lower peroxide value, indicating it is more fresh. It also has higher DAGs, which are another indicator of a higher shelf life and much fresher, more nutritional olives. It also has a lower free fatty acid count. But this bottle is $8 more than the California Olive Ranch. Yes, it contains the same amount of olive oil, but that's a 33% increase in price. Is it worth it to spend the extra money on a higher quality olive oil? And are there olive oils that are the same quality and a better price? If there's one food item I'd spend extra money on, it would be high polyphenol olive oil. I truly believe this is the most important food to consume on a daily basis, not just because of this guy, but because of the massive amount of studies, most of them based on high polyphenol olive oil in particular, which is what this video is about. Improves your antioxidant status, 28% lower risk of dying from dementia, improves depression symptoms, and so much more. It's all linked below. I personally have a tablespoon of olive oil with every single meal. It's very easy to incorporate into your diet. You can just cook with it, or it is absolutely delicious to drizzle on so many different things. Speaking of delicious, if you've ever tasted high quality extra virgin olive oil, it is so different from store-bought. That's the thing, I can tell the difference between the California olive oil and the higher quality one. I have less resistance to cough, meaning that it's less in polyphenols. Now the question is, are there any good high quality alternatives to the Blueprint olive oil? Now, if you're on an absolute budget, the California Olive Ranch olive oil is still good. You're lucky enough to have a QR code to scan to get like the traceability of your olive oil. That's one of like the really big things about olive oil that I feel like more companies should do. It also has that Olive Oil Commission of California member seal, which is a really good seal to have and has some good requirements for it. But when I go to what the QR code tells me about my olive oil, the total polyphenols is just as high. You know, I'd love to have like an actual polyphenol count, because I don't know what high means, but you know, the other markers are still pretty good. The oleic acid is 64, while Blueprint olive oil is ranging right now from 72 to 80%. Again, the higher oleic acid, the better. And also the free fatty acid is 0.29, while Bryan's ranges from 0.16 to 0.21. The lower, the better. It's still pretty close. I know for free fatty acid, that is quite a percentage of being better for the Blueprint olive oil. But if you are on like an absolute budget, you know, this is still a decent option. My biggest gripe is that harvest date being so long ago, and with it being from California, there's only one time each year that the olive oil can be harvested, while with the Blueprint olive oil, they source from 2 different hemispheres, and that way their olive oil is always fresh because, you know, the seasons are swapped. But now let's talk about Amphora Nueva. And you might be wondering, you know, how did you find all these olive oils? Are you affiliated with Amphora Nueva? And the answer is no, I'm not affiliated with any of them. I just did a ton of research. It's so hard to find good olive oils because no one publishes their chemistry online. Only a few do. And you might be like, oh, well, there could be some really good olive oils out there that just don't publish their chemistry. But I personally don't really trust that, because like 80% of olive oil is fake. Go do research on YouTube. There's so many videos about this, of how like so much olive oil is fake. Even if that 80% number was like 50%, like don't take your chances, especially in something that is extremely healthy for you, that you should invest in. I call these people and they know their stuff. They have many local stores across California. They have olive oil tastings. They publish their chemistry all on their website.
Bryan Johnson also used to use Amphora Nueva.
So after so much research, the olive oil that I have been buying has been alternating between Amphora Nueva and Bryan Johnson's olive oil. For example, I bought this Galega version from Amphora Nueva last month because it had a slightly better chemistry than Bryan Johnson's, and it had a slightly better price than Bryan Johnson's. Now that price was only attainable when you bought the half-gallon version, and it's kind of like buying in bulk. And I was like, why not? I'm gonna use all this eventually. And if I'm getting better chemistry than Bryan Johnson's, slightly, and if I'm getting a slightly better price than Bryan Johnson's, it was a why not for me at the time. But now, unfortunately, the Galega is out of stock and they don't have a good deal like this. So next time when I finish this bottle eventually, I might be going with Bryan Johnson's. But then Amphora Nueva might come back with other great deals like this. So it's really a balancing act between these two. But every single month, I will keep the link below updated of which olive oil I am currently buying. Because Amphora Nueva does have 4 different stores on their website. So instead of you having to search through all that, I'll always show you which one I'm buying if it is Amphora Nueva I'm buying at the time. And if it is Amphora Nueva, again, I wanna stress that I'll be buying the half-gallon version. If I lived internationally, I would probably be buying Bryan Johnson's. And who knows, maybe one day I'll find a better option for myself than these 2 options here. And that's another reason why I'll keep that link updated below. I know a lot of people are gonna come at me for this video of like, oh, this is overkill. But in my opinion, you know, when this is like the healthiest food to consume on a daily basis, kinda, like, invest some money and put into it. And even if you can't, which that's totally fine. I'm so happy if this video gets you to go out to your grocery store and buy the California Olive Ranch. Job done for me. The 100% California virgin, by the way. The last thing I want to stress about in this video is to look for a local store that sells high quality olive oil, because say you lived in Northern California where Amphora Nueva is located, you wouldn't have to pay for shipping. So if you were local, you'd be saving an insane amount. So it's important to look if there is a local store that sells high quality olive oil. And they might not be labeled a olive oil store in particular, like this one here, Amphora Nueva recommended to me in my area. They are not a olive oil specific store, but they have a great olive oil section. So that's where it can be kind of hard to do research and find stores like this, but it is worth the try. And that's it. But please boost the algorithm so more people can learn about high quality olive oil. I put a lot of work into this video and there's a lot more to come. So stay tuned, guys. I try to provide you guys with unique life tips that are not talked about often.